Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started here. I was assigned to do Chapter 7, Quiz Access, Problems 10 and 11. So, for this first part here, it is really simple because we're just taking this aging of receivables analysis and we're literally putting this chart here down here. So, for the not due part, that is the 0. So we're going to put, I want that to go down. Okay, 415. And then we put the percent uncollectible from this thing right here. Percent uncollectible is 2%. Then it goes to 109. Yeah, so it's pretty simple because you're just looking at the chart and putting it down here. And it's also nice because it is calculating it out for you. So, unless you mess up like that. Okay, so now we have 23,220. And that is just an important number to remember for this next step here. So, for this next step, it says to record the estimated bad debits, assuming that the allowance for doubtful accounts has a 5,500 credit balance. So since it's credit, we're going to be subtracting. So we're just going to take this number right here, which is 23,220, and then we're going to be subtracting the 5,500 credit balance. And then I got 17,720. So, and then since we debited that, we need to go ahead and credit that. And the credit's always going to be the allowance for doubtful accounts because that is what we are calculating. And so that is the same number right there. And then for part 2, it says record the estimated bad debits assuming that the allowance for doubtful accounts has a 2,000 debit balance. So for this one, we're taking that same number that we found in part A, and that's 23,220. But this time, since it's debit, we're going to add that. So that gives us 25,220. And wait, yes. That's our bad debts expense, and then the next one is the allowance for doubtful accounts. So it's the same thing as we did for the credit, except we are adding this time because we're talking about debits, not credits. So that's what switches in that, but otherwise the entries are the same. So that is how you do that problem. We can go ahead and check our work right here. So yeah, that looks good, and that looks good. And then the second part is number 11. So let's go ahead. Oh, okay, I'll tell you how I got that number. So basically, it says estimate the balance for doubtful accounts assuming that the company uses a 4% of total accounts receivable to the estimate uncollectibles. Okay, so basically we're going to be taking this total right here, the total accounts receivable. We're going to be timesing that by 4%, so 0.04 since it's a percent. And then we get our number here. This is how much credit we have. Well, sorry, I spoiled that as well. It's a credit, guys. This right here, this kind of stuff is always a credit. So, sorry that that's already there. So, the next part is record the estimated bad debts, assuming that the allowance for doubtful accounts has a 2,900 debit balance. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I skipped that. That's dumb. But we're talking about the 13,900 credit balance. So for that, what we're going to do is we're literally just going, since it's a credit, we're taking 13,900 and subtracting it right here. And so I got 12 right here, and I always put the debits first, and it has to equal the same thing. So again, the bad debits expense, and then this allowance for doubtful accounts. Okay, and then with the debits, we can take that same number that we did have. Why can I not remember it now? Oh, okay. I remember, I think. 26,600. And then we're going to, since it's a debit, we're going to add that number. So 2,900. So now that we have that, we can go ahead and with our bad debits expense, put that number in, and then this one, and this is always going to be allowance for doubtful accounts. And you can go ahead and check our work right here. And everything looks good. So yeah, that is how you do problems 10 and 11. So hopefully that helped you out.